the Commissioner of the US Office of Patents, said that everything that can be invented has been invented already. This sounds outrageous, even ridiculous to us now, doesn't it? But let me tell you that back in those days, there was absolutely no way of foreseeing what will become of the world. In fact, this is still true today. It always has been. Now, all of us have been invited here today to speculate on our future, by taking into consideration all the issues we have surrounding ourselves these days. I think it's about time we stop speculating and start taking action. In any case, I'm inviting all of you to take a journey through time trying to illustrate my point. Let's start by taking a look back, shall we? What do we find? Back in 1903, the New York Times referred to the idea of time as being possible, maybe 1,000, 10,000 years. Less than 3 weeks later, the Wright brothers succeeded in getting the first airplane safely up in the air. If every time we're about to take action, we get trashed this way, why do we act so surprised every time that we see that youth seems to have stopped believing in the effectiveness of action? This brings me to our present. What do we find? I go to a school with over 400 students, from which less than 15 take part in the service club. It seems to me as though individualism is taking hold of us. I'm guessing that everybody in this room will agree with me when I say that the current stereotype for a young person isn't precisely that of someone concerned with the well-being of others, is it? It's more of a passive consumer personality. Won't you all agree? Well, when we speculate, that's exactly what we're doing. We're just assuming what's more likely to happen and hanging around to see whether we got it right or not. I say it's about time we start taking active roles in designing our future, creating our future, building our future. Sure, I can spend hours and ends talking about the future of humanity, global warming, technology, you name it. But that wouldn't be it. Mere conversation. And even though that's exactly what I'm doing right now, talking, I'm hoping that you'll take a look at this and see it as some sort of call to action. Let's put it this way, shall we? Not only have we seen wars, genocides, hunger, all sorts of tragedies, but what calls my attention the most is that when faced with all these problems, we came up with a solution that doesn't involve us. After the Second World War, we all trusted that the United Nations would take care of everything. Sure, we speculated how long it would take them, but that was it. They've intervened in over 10 countries to promote democracy, but what sort of role did we take in that? According to the Millennium Goals, gender inequality should have been eradicated by 2005, with 80% of the world's refugees being women, with 2/3 of the world's labor being done by women, and having them own less than 1% of the world's assets. I think it's safe to say there's still a pretty long way to go. It's not a matter of setting deadlines, of asking when or how, but of getting things done. After all, it's just like Benjamin Franklin would say. It's better well done than well said. This brings me to our future. What do we find? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing here in front of you with both good and bad news. After the Great Depression of the 1930s, we all thought we had hit rock bottom. Couldn't get worse than that, could it? Well, the financial crisis of 2008 has proven us all wrong. With the financial system collapsing worldwide, governments got together and managed to raise over $3 trillion worth of economic stimulus packages to save banks all around the world. However, in the meantime, 4.6 billion kids died of hunger. Why didn't governments go through the same trouble for hunger as they did for the financial well-being of their countries? There is good news, however, there is a solution. Using only 1% of those $3 trillion, 59 million hungry kids could live to see the dawn of a new year. 59 million. Why do we insist on speculating about how figures will evolve? We could just roll up our sleeves and act. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sure, I'm still young, have lots to learn about life, I may need a little experience. Sure. But if there's one thing I'm absolutely sure of, is that it's precisely that difference between mere speculation and genuine, tangible action that matters. I didn't come here today to continue trusting that words will be answers to what I'm looking for, but rather to invite all of you, every single one of you, to make out of our future more than just speculation. The future shouldn't be what we expect it to be, but what we make of it. And that's precisely why the only sort of speculation I am in for is speculation action. The belief that actions speak louder than words. So tell me, are you ready to speculate? Thank you.